Today we will start the new chapter of social and political science, that is democracy and equality. First topic is meaning of democracy. Democracy means rule of the people. So what does the term democracy means? Democracy means a country where the people of that particular country will rule the country. It is a combination of two Greek words, that is demos, which means people, and kratos, which means rule. So what does the democracy means? Democracy means rule of the people. So the demos, the term democracy has derived from the two Greek words. The first one is demos, which means the people, and kratos, which means the rule. American President Abraham Lincoln described democracy as government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So, one of the famous personality known as Abraham Lincoln, he was the American president, and he described democracy is a form of government in which, in that particular government, it is for the people, and it is elected by the people, and it is ruled by the people. In Mansi's society, the managing committee is a mini government. So, in the Mansi society, the managing committee is a mini government. It will be made up of people living in the society of the people. It will be elected by the resident of the society, by the people, and it will look after the administration of the society for the people. So, what does this means? It means that democracy is a form of government in which the people of that particular society will be able to make the different rules and regulation. That's why it is called the democracy is of the people, and the leaders of that particular uh, government will be elected by the resident of the society. That's why it is by the people, and the last is for the people. That means whatever the different types of rules and regulation which will be made by these leaders, these resident, it will be for the people. So that's why we can see that democracy is a form of government in which is of the people, by the people, and for the people. And in a democratic form of government, people or the normal citizen of that particular country plays an important role. Today, democracy is the most popular form of government all around the world. So, at present, democracy is the most popular form of government, and it is used and it is applied in most of the countries. When and how did democracy originate? Let us look at the journey of the democracy. So in this chapter we will learn how the term democracy has been derived, what was its origin, and how it has become so popular that almost most of the countries now use democracy or practice democracy in their country. So as you can see, this is a picture. It is in your page number 553. It is a history of democracy. So here is the assembly in the ancient city state of Athens. Okay, next is the Roman Senate marked one of the first stages in the evolution of the democratic system. So slowly and gradually we will study about the origin of the democracy. The third is the feudal system in the medieval Europe was characterized by the absence of democratic spirit in governance. Feudal system means zamindari system. Zamindari system means is that, for example, in a village there is a landlord who have a ample amount of land. Okay, so what that particular landlord will do? That particular landlord will give small pieces of land to those farmers who don't have their own land. Okay, and once he will give that land, instead of giving the land, they will charge the different types of taxes and different types of money which the farmers have to pay. Okay, so this system is known as feudal system. Next is the signing of the Magna Carta was the first ever expression of people's will prevailing upon the interest of the crown. So all these 4 points we will discuss now one by one. Okay, so the first, in Athens, the ancient city state of Greece. So Athens is a city which is present in the Greece. All the male citizens formed a body called the assembly that took the important decision of the state. So in the Athens there was a body known as assembly, where all the male citizens they form a body which is known as assembly, and they took the important decision of the state. That means the person who are the member of the assembly, they will make different types of rules and regulation, and that rules and regulation will be applied in the Athens city. This was perhaps the earliest form of direct monarchy where people directly participated in governance. So this is a form of, you can say, first form of democracy where people directly participated in the government. But slaves, women, and people of other states living in Athens were not a part of the assembly and did not participated in the decision making. So so what does the term democracy means? Democracy means all the people have the right to vote and they have the opportunity to choose their own representative, right? But in the Athens we can see that only the male members of the society were the member of the assembly, and they were the person who can make different types of rules and regulations. But other, that means the poor section of the society, just like the slaves, women, and people of the other states who were living in the Athens, were not the part of the assembly, and thus whatever the decisions which were made in the assembly, it was not according to the needs and requirement of these people. So this was the first step why there should be democratic form of government in a country. Second point, democracy developed further in the Roman Empire 509 to 27 BCE and played an important role. So democracy developed in where? In the Roman Empire in the year 509 to 27 BCE and played an important role. An assembly of important citizens called the Senate was formed and people elected consul to run the government for a 1 year term. So now the proper form of democracy had been started in the Roman Empire and it plays an important role. And how it played an important role, they have make an body which is known as the Senate, where the people who will be the member of the Senate will be elected by the people. Okay, and that particular government will be for how many years? It will be for 1 year. Third, in the age of the feudalism that came after the fall of the Roman Empire, democracy was almost forgotten. Okay, so I have already explained you what do you mean by the feudalism. That means the zamindari system, due to which the poor farmers were being exploited by the landlord who were charging the interest at a very high rate, and due to which the farmers were unwilling to, or they were unable to repay the tax to the landlord. So that's why the poor farmers were the person who were being exploited in the Roman Empire. So in the age of the feudalism or the zamindari system, when these were practiced in the Roman Empire, the democracy was almost forgotten. It was an age of violence, war, and tyranny of the king. So during this period, the zamindari, the democracy was almost forgotten, and it was the age of violence. That means the poor section of the society, especially the farmers, the slave, and women, were treated in a very bad way. And there was a war. That means the first, second war, and there was the dominance of the king in the Roman Empire. Fourth, an important milestone in the history of the democracy was the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215 CE. So, how the term or how the democratic form of government has finally came into existence? It came with the signing of the Magna Carta in the year 1215 CE. It is also known as the Great Charter of the Liberties of England. So, where did the democracy evolve? It is evolved in the England. The Magna Carta was a document that the king was made to sign by a group of nobles. So what does the term Magna Carta means? Magna Carta means it was a document that the king, that means the emperor will have to, or will order to sign to, will order to the group of people who are the noble category, that means the officer category, to sign. It restricted the privileges of the king and established that the king could only punish people on the basis of the laws of the land. So with the help of the term Magna Carta, the powers of the king was reserved, that means it was limited. Okay, and there different types and the king's powers were limited, and it and the powers of the king was that means he can only give, his suggestion to certain topics, not to all topics. For example, if a person had committed any crime during his period, he can suggest or he can just give punishment according to the laws which were made by the nobles. Okay, so this procedure is known as Magna Carta. Even the king himself was not above the law. The nobles could punish him if he broke the law. So even the king, he was not above the law. That means the whatever the government he had made by signing the Magna Carta by the nobles, the king himself have to follow the different types of rules and regulation or ordered by the nobles, because nobles are more or they are more higher, they are more in a higher post as compared to the king. The American War of the Independence was the next important step in the history of democracy. So the American War of Independence plays an important role to redesign the history of democracy. 13th British colonies in North America declare a war against the British monarchy. So the 13 British colonies who were present in the North America, they declare war against the British monarchy. Monarchy means a form of government where the king is the ruler. In 1776, the colonies adopted a document called the United States Declaration of Independence, which stated that the colonies were no longer a part of the British Empire and they were forming a new sovereign state, the United States of America. So, in the year 1776, the colonies, that means the 13 British colonies, they adopted a document called the United States Declaration of Independence, and according to this document, it means that all the colonies which were under the British Empire, it is not a part of the British Empire, and finally the British, or you can say the areas which were under the British Empire, now it is referred as a sovereign state. That means they have got independence and they were finally known as the United States of America. So finally they have got the independence from the British monarchy, and finally it is referred as the United States of America or USA. Next, one of the most important events that brought about the downfall of monarchy and the establishment of democracy was the French Revolution. So these are the different types of incident which finally leads to the formation of the democracy. So then last factor was the French Revolution. There was a revolution which occurred in the France, and it was in the year 1789 to 99 CE. The French society was divided into three classes or estate. So during those time, the French society was divided into three categories. The first estate comprising the priest and religious leader, the second estate comprising the nobility ruled over the third estate, which almost entirely comprised of poor peasants. So in the French society, it was divided into three categories. The first category was and the first estate was the priest, that means the pandit and religious leaders. In the second was the different types of officers, and in the third was the poor section of the society, that means the poor peasants were present in the third estate. The third estate was made to pay all the taxes, while the king and the first and second estate lead a lavish life. So all the different types of taxes which are ordered by the king was paid by the only the third category, and the king, the first and second estate, they used to live their life peacefully. Finally the third estate revolted, that lead to the fall of the monarchy. So finally when the whole third estate community, they have come together and revolted against the monarchy, that means the king, finally the monarchy was overthrown from the French from the France. A national constituent assembly was formed with a representative all three states. So after the abolition of the monarchy from the France, a national constituent assembly was formed, and in this assembly or in this body, all the representative of the all the three states were present. It adopted the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen in 1789, which stated that all men are equal by nature and before the law. So once the monarchy was thrown or overthrown from the French society, National Constituent Assembly was set up, and in this body all the three all the representative of the all the three states were present, and they adopted the Declaration of Right of Man and the Citizen of 1789, which means all the people, whether they belong to the first, second or third estate, whether they are from the higher section of the society or the poor section of the society, they are all equal before the law, that means before the government.